Hey guys, Marstengen here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be checking out the AGL, Trunks and MAI with their EZA. Haven't gotten around to doing this showcase yet, but I really wanted to try them out in this event specifically against the Red Zone Goku Black, so that we can actually get their full potential. I probably do actually want to hold back on with Future Gohan, because we all know how crazy he can go. If I just get 18 key, that gives him his extra damage reduction, but he's not going to get all his additional supers. So let's take a look at AGL, Trunks and MAI. I actually do think they might be the best out of the 4 EZAs. I've only had one brief sort of testing of them so that we could talk about them during the podcast last night. Shout out to anyone that caught the episode live. The Slot 1 Super Podcast is a new weekly show that I do with Minato and Dokkan Assets. We had the Gaming Claw on last night as a guest. It was very cool. If you didn't see it, the VOD for that will be going up on the channel later today and Spotify as well. So shout out to anyone who did see that. Check it out if you didn't. But I loaded it up to see their stats. Because the big thing is here, when we look at their passive, they get 150% attack and defense. They have 30% damage reduction when all allies in the same turn are Future Saga. Then they get 3 key and additional attack and defense 150% when there's an ally whose name includes Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. So with the Future Saga team, we obviously have not only the new Blue Boys and Vegito Blue, we have the Vegeta and Trunks, who are technically Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta and Super Saiyan Trunks, so that will count as well. So as long as they're on the team, they're getting another buff. Then they get an additional attack and defense 100% when there's a Future Saga enemy, additional 3 key and attack 150 and guaranteed crits when there's an enemy whose name includes Zamasu or Goku Black. So they have all of that active in the Red Zone Goku Black stage. And then their super attack is to greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and lowers attack and defense. So even though they're not going to have a Goku Black enemy, they would still probably be pretty good in the Vegito stage, right? Because you can lower attack, the new STR Vegito. That buff from having the Zamasu and Goku Black enemy really only gives them extra damage, so their defense isn't going to suffer. And you can see here, this is turn 1, start of turn. They have 510k defense thanks to the support from Int MAI. So when you couple that with 30% damage reduction, that means a super that would do 1,000,000 damage, just to use that as an example. I know Goku Black hits harder than that, but if a super did 1,000,000 damage, you take the 30% off for the damage reduction, so that's 700k, so then they would only be taking just under 200k. And that's pre-super, because once we super attack, they're going to greatly raise their defense, which is 50%. Now, it doesn't incorporate the support, so it's not going to be a flat, extra 250 that they get, but they are still going to get at least, 100 to 150k on super. So that's pretty good. And then in this stage, obviously in phase 1, they have type advantage as well. So let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully we don't just get an immediate Int MAI fumble in slot 3, but it'll be kind of interesting actually to see them eat a super on this turn. But let's see what they do. Obviously Future Gohan, I'm trying to hold back with him a little bit on this turn so he doesn't completely steal the show. He's still got an additional super anyway. Although, yeah, I guess it's 18 key. He has the chance to get an additional super, right? It's 20 key that gives him the guaranteed additional. 8.74 on turn 1. I mean, I say that on turn 1. They don't build up, but 8.74, that's really good. And then, obviously, they take double-digit damage, which is what we would expect from the normals. Is my... Oh, come on. You dodged the normal. Don't do this to me. Okay. Whew. Whoa. We've all seen the dodge the normal, eat the super meme play out in real life way too many times, right? So, okay, so this is the better rotation. Do this. MAI, of course, here now needs to get her... we'll do the same thing for Future Gohan, actually, so we're not getting the tons of additionals. We need MAI to not sell. This STR MAI has been very hit or miss for me. When I did my original showcase for her, when I first pulled her, I was really impressed with how good she has the potential to be. But once you get into these difficult events, if she's not getting that second super, she can get absolutely destroyed. And mine only having 1 dupe, I was really hoping I could pull another copy of her. Because her and the physical Zamasu are unfeatured in the part 2 banners. So I was really hoping that at some point I could pull an extra copy of her, because I really want to give her as much additional as possible, and then probably just put the rest into dodge, right? Because when she does get those extra supers, she's really good, but when she doesn't, her damage can be, well, not damage, the damage she takes, I should say, can be pretty scary. Now, she does have that thing where the attacks, like, carry over, right? So if she only gets one attack on turn 1, when she gets her one attack on turn 2, that then activates the extra damage reduction. The problem is, if she's only getting the one attack on turn 1, you've got to survive the hit that she then takes afterwards. So we'll see what happens here. Like, if she, as long as Goku Black doesn't super, if she only gets the one super attack, you'll see how much damage she actually takes. Oh, yes, she come in clutch. There you go. The additional from her passive was only a normal, but the hidden potential did come in clutch. And then... see, and then she takes double-digit damage. Without that second super, she takes like a couple of 100,000, which is a lot, right? Bit spicy, to say the least. So... let's see. So linked up with Trunks and Mai, Trunks and Vegeta, they get Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Dismal Future. And then from you, we just get Fierce Battle and Dismal Future. So they're starting off with no support here at 350k. So you can see the big difference. That Int Mai on rotation with them was giving them basically 150k extra defense, which is pretty crazy. Now, are we going to get immediately supered in slot 1 on Trunks and Vegeta? Because that would be super awkward. I mean, with the 30% damage reduction, unironically, they'd actually be better in slot 1 than Vegeta and Trunks. But they would still take a lot of damage from a super attack, so... I don't want to use the active skill this early as well, to be honest. I think we... I don't want to use their active skill either. Although, because their active skill is an interesting one, because... their active skill can be quite powerful, right? So it can be activated when there is another ally whose name includes Trunks, Teen Future, or Trunks Future, or My Future, attacking in the same turn, the third turn onwards, right? So obviously Vegeta and Trunks on this turn is fulfilling that role. We have the My support units. Obviously there's like the new Trunks. So it's quite easy to get, right, on the Future Saga team. And then it raises attack by 628%. Temporarily, does damage to the enemy, all attacks become crits, and it guaranteed stuns while reducing your own defense by half. So in things like Super Battle Road, this unit has always been super cool, because getting a guaranteed stun is obviously really nice. Do I risk it for the biscuit here? I mean, I don't, all I really care about is getting to the next turn, actually. So I am just going to throw up a Whis here, and then we can get our super attack with you. Let these guys probably get the KO here. And then if not, Future Gohan will, right? Just to make sure we don't, yeah. Because if that happens, Vegeta and Trunks are taking like 450k in slot 1, right? So we'll pop the Whis here. The defense is only for the half on the turn they use the active skill, yeah. So that is the big thing. It cuts their defense in half. So on that rotation, they were at 350k. That means they drop to 175k. Then they get their super, they raise by 50%. So then they go back up to being at around, what, 225, 250-ish. And they have 30% damage reduction. But that's not great, right? Like 250k, even if it was full 250k with 30% damage reduction, that's not super good, right? So it is something you have to be very careful about. Like, for example, if we're going to use it in this stage, we ideally want to use it in a section where we've either got loads of support. Like, for example, if I use it on the turn where we use Vegeta and Trunks' active skill and we have, like, Mai in slot 3, then their defense is going to be very high at the start of the turn, which, I mean, technically that means they lose a lot more because they're... I might actually do this, you know. Might as well just feel... it's not the best for the links for everybody else on the turn, right? Because obviously we get a few more links active if we do this. But... this way, Future Gohan after supering has 80% damage reduction. So, I think that probably is the way to go here. We have the Whis active as well, actually. So, Future Gohan actually just can't take damage from this. So, Lazarus, part 3 is confirmed. Is that true? Did they post something? Is it... I guess it's 7:30 at this point, so they could have posted something. But... part 3, I mean, should be confirmed really anyway. It's soft confirmed at least, right? Because there was a part 3 last year. I mean, that doesn't mean there will be this year guaranteed, but yeah, remember last year for part 3, we got the STR Cooler EZA, which was probably the most hype EZA of the celebration. So hopefully, for us Goku Black enjoyers, that's where we are actually finally going to get some Goku Black representation and get either the Int Transforming Goku Black or the Int LR Rose, or both if we're very lucky. But yeah, I think we've always known, right, that there are going to be 3 parts. Top grossing for global should drop probably tomorrow or Tuesday morning, depending on when they decide to do it. Because for some reason, global always waits until after the weekend to drop top grossing. I don't know why, whereas JP gets it like basically immediately. Like sometimes it is literally within like a couple of hours of the banner coming out. Watch Gohan take double-digit damage from this. Because he's got 80% damage reduction and a Whis active, so technically he has 120% damage reduction. Although you can never take 0, which I think is quite funny. So he has over 100% damage reduction, but he still took double-digit damage and not 0, because you can't take 0 damage, which is interesting. Right, so this is the turn that I want to see from them, because this is going to be, they're going to pop off. So Vegeta and Trunks in slot 1, they've got 528k defense on this rotation. They have all of their links active, because with STR MAI, they share every single link except for Prepared for Battle. So they have every single link active on this turn. We're going to go ahead and use the Vegeta and Trunks active skill. So we do a bit of damage here, and then we get a big defensive buff. In fact, let me actually just double check exactly what the amount is. Because they've gone up to 634k now. It is, yeah, 20% to all allies. So they're now at 634k defense. When they super attack, they're going to be going up to, what, over 850k potentially? If they were to get a double super, they would be getting close to 1 million defense on this turn. Now, if we were to use the active skill now, they're going to drop to like 315k. Which then means after super, they're going up to about 400, 450 with 30% damage reduction. That's still quite good, but against this Goku Black, obviously they would then take a lot of damage if he was to super them. So I think what we'll do for this turn, will we get another turn against him? I think we will, as long as we don't let the other units go ham on the next rotation. Because I do want to use the active skill from them to see the damage, but I also don't really want to use it on this turn. I mean, I guess we could see how much damage they take on the way back, but yeah, let's use it on this turn. Why not? We'll see. We'll see what happens. If they get supered, it's probably GG, but, you know, I definitely am impressed with how they're looking so far. But let's go ahead and use the active skill here. So I'm going to use the Trunks Mafuba. Yeah, get in the jar. So 6.2 million crit, pretty good. And then their defense drops, yeah, to 370k. That's actually not bad, because after supering again, they're going to be at like 500k defense still, with 30% damage reduction. And that's on the turn where they just nerfed their own defense. So I personally think that that is very, very good. Yeah, they half their defense when they use their active skill. So that is interesting. It's an interesting side effect. But if they're still going to be that good... I mean, this is a turn where, bear in mind, we have STR MAI gives 50% support. And then Vegeta and Trunks' active skill gave an extra 20% defense as well. So if we were on a turn where we didn't have those two things, their post-active skill defense before supering is like under 200k potentially, which is not ideal. Or at least, you know, under 250. Then they get to super, though, because they're not a slot 1 unit. 9 million. Whew. 9 million on this turn. Guaranteed crit on the active skill turn anyway, but it's also guaranteed crit against Brose. So here we go. This is the... Yeah, so that's the problem. If we had not done the Mafuba, we would not have died. So that is the issue with using their active skill. Now, I haven't given them skill orbs yet. So I don't know the best way. Let me have a look, actually. Let's go to the hidden potential now. I don't know if I'll fully do it here to end the video, because I want to make sure I'm giving them the best build. But I've tried them out twice briefly now. I'm definitely impressed with the numbers that they put out. They have old skill orbs, so you can see I gave them a lot of additional because they do greatly raise on super. They are able to do some pretty solid damage. Yeah, I mean, this build for them I don't think is honestly that bad. With damage reduction units, having defense skill orbs is always good. So, can buff their defense up a little bit. Is that a level 5 dodge? We should probably keep that on. And then this is an EX skill orb, so if I was to lose this, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I would imagine, I guess, probably giving them like a really good dodge skill orb for the gold one. Ooh, what's this one? Combo 3, dodge 5. I mean, that is a pretty good one for them. It's replacing, what, 4 additional that they have already. Because getting an additional super, remember, they greatly raise their super, so they're getting another 50% raise if they're doing an additional. So yeah, I think we'll go for that, because the only events I would probably use them in is either Super Battle Road for their active skill, or against a Goku Black and or Zamasu enemy anyway. So then they're going to be getting the guaranteed crits. So then I might change this if I get any. I think I did pull an extra copy, so I could change this to dodge. But yeah, overall, I think this unit is very good. I think they might actually be the best of the sub EZAs. Let's put a sticker on them, actually. I didn't give any of the new EZAs a sticker, so... Okay, well, I thought maybe the Mafuba thing would look cool, but it's some of these card arts, with the stickers. But I think they're pretty good. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Definitely, like, if we get another one of the later Red Zone stages or Divine Wrath and Mortal Will, and the main boss at the end is STR, as long as the first phase isn't tech, these guys could definitely be good. I mean, against normal attacks, depending how hard the boss hits, even against a tech enemy, they could be okay as long as they're not getting supered. But yeah, I think they're definitely quite good for this team. I think one of the reasons why people don't like them a lot, or at least super love them, is because they don't provide support. So they're just kind of another unit on the team that's there doing damage. But if you want to run a full pure future build and you're missing that 6th slot unit, I think these guys are really, really good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.